With social media, I'm going to barely scratch the surface. There are plenty of people who are gurus out there who say they've broken the algorithm and done all of that. So I'm going to give you the basics. I also like to remind people that there are a lot of writers and thinkers that are trying to get people off of social media completely. I don't think that'll happen in the near future though, so hopefully this is still very helpful and relevant. Which platform do you use? There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's X, there's LinkedIn. Where do you put your content? So I have a helpful area on the PDF guide that's going to tell you all of this stuff, but basically the top dog is YouTube, and although you may not consider YouTube social media, it is in that branch. YouTube now gives you a spot to do posts even. There are more people who use YouTube than who use any other platform in this realm. So that tells you something. It tells you that videos are actually more popular than static content, which I'll get to later. But it's important to recognize if you're going to grow your business, you're probably going to want to make some videos. And I'll get into some of the content ideas in a little bit. Facebook has a particular age range, and that's the second largest audience. TikTok, if you're an older person, you're probably wondering, should I really get on TikTok? It's got a younger age range, so consider that if that's part of your target audience. But it is a really big platform. Instagram has more of a wide range of audience, young to middle-aged. That means I'm middle-aged. But it's still got a big audience. Videos and static posts are popular there. X is the Wild West. It's kind of a range of people, and kind of depending who you follow, you think X is one way, and I follow different people, and I think X is another. The thing to consider, though, is that X has a smaller audience than these other ones that I've just mentioned. LinkedIn, it's got the smallest audience, kind of an older range of people, so consider that as you post. When do you post? What days? What times? This seems to change every couple of months. The gurus say one thing, and then another month rolls by and it changes again. The overall consensus is that you should post a few times a week and post during the day, morning into early afternoon, something like that. If you want to go viral, that takes a lot of luck and a lot of getting a content piece just right. So don't focus on going viral, just focus on being consistent. So if a client does find you, they see that you're alive on the internet. You may be actually sharing things that are really helpful for them. And if that's the case, keep doing that. Which brings us to our next topic, what to post. This can be different depending on the platform, but basically potential clients are curious about your company and what makes you different from the other people, right? So here are some helpful things to post and kind of spread this out along your calendar of posts. Pain points. Speak to a pain point and how you provide a solution to that pain point in their lives. Helpful tips. Give away some information. That actually is really helpful, gets them to know that you do know what you're talking about, and maybe gets them wanting more information or wanting more from you. That could lead them to actually working with you. Funny posts. Maybe if you're not funny, maybe somebody on your team is funny, and they are on these platforms more and they know how to do some of that stuff. You can try to be funny. If you don't think that you can be funny, just find the Milwaukee Public Library on Instagram and watch any of their posts. They are very dry. They're not great actors necessarily, but whatever they create is hilarious because of that fact. Because they're not professionals, it's funny. So you might tap into something by trying to be funny. Another good thing to do that allows for engagement back and forth is posting questions. Especially once you have a pretty established audience, post some questions and see if you get audience responses. Talk about your process or film your process. People want to see what you do, what it looks like behind the scenes. Everybody loves a BTS video or a BTS shot or something like that. So consider that as well. Which brings me to a very important piece, which is videos. As I said before, YouTube has the biggest audience of all of these. So that means people like videos more than static content, obviously. You probably like videos more than static content as well. With all these things like the helpful tips or the pain points, consider actually filming that and then posting it. Engagement. The more engagement you have on these platforms, the better the algorithm will treat you, as people can see you more when you engage more. Your posts just won't get the same attention if you're not engaging on that platform from that business account. If a follower comments, comment back. Even a quick, "Hey, we're thrilled you found us," can go a long way. Also consider posting on other content, maybe in your same world, so that people see your brand as you post that content, but also because it helps the algorithm. That's a quick overview, but I hope that was helpful. There's a couple links in the PDF guide that's going to help you see a lot of graphs as to where people are at on what platforms, and then when to post on social media through Sprout Social. They're a really helpful tool.